Jeez, it was so bad. I don't know where to begin. Where do I begin? Don't see this movie. I hated this movie. It was so bad. It was so bad, Zara. Oh my god. It was the worst movie of the year. Worst Star Wars movie ever made. Honestly, The Last Jedi is The Empire Strikes Back compared to this. And I liked The Last Jedi and hated it. Loved hate. Oh my god. The Rise of Skywalker is the most forced, phony, pitiful, pathetic, unwanted, disgusting, and incompetent, shameless and soulless, lifeless, atrocious, garbage, uncaring, bad, defective, synthetic, abominable, deficient, erroneous, faulty, substandard, lousy, poor, rough, unacceptable, sad, junky, inferior, gross, icky, grungy, grooty, god-awful, imperfect, cruddy, careless, amiss, fallacious, and the pits. Excuse for a send-off I have ever seen. What a funny thing time is. 4 years ago, Abrams had the luck and envy of everyone for helming The Force Awakens. To bring back Star Wars with such life for the modern times. Now, he has been given the role that no one wanted. If The Last Jedi is the most hated Star Wars movie, The Rise of Skywalker will be the least liked. What I'm about to say, I do not say lightly. This is the worst Star Wars movie ever made. This is also the worst movie of the year! And here I thought Hobbs and Shaw, or the Lion King remake, or Brightburn was gonna top my list. But no, it's Star Wars. 2019, the worst movie of the year is Star Wars. Never would I have believed a Star Wars movie could be so bad. For a while, I had conflicting thoughts about the jumbled story, and jumping back and forth in the lamest cross-cutting you'll see in years. But somewhere around the halfway mark, I think, it became a certainty. I hate this movie. I hate it so much! I hate this motherfucking funeral for the franchise. I hate that it moves along whether you care or not. I hate that it kills characters and glides by to the next point. I hate that it's a cynical attempt to undo the hatred The Last Jedi conjured, and that it's overflowing with fan service to all the other films. All of them. All of them. All of them. And that it relies so heavily, so awfully, on us to fill in its lame storytelling gaps. With over an hour to go, I sank in my chair. Like this. My eyes squinted as hard as I could, as to still see the screen, but to blur out the cringe. You know, it's only the worst movies where I do this. Man of Steel, flashbacks, PTSD, that movie that almost, like, I had a panic attack during that, but, like, I just, when it's bad, I just, like, sink really low, and I'll just, like, maybe put my fingers on my eyeballs and push in to my eyeballs till I, like, start to black out sometimes, but it's like, I can't look at the whole screen. My anxiety and shit just takes over, and it's so bad. I'm so physically ill and uncomfortable when it's this awful, and then I just start to, like, shake, and, you know, sometimes I gotta, like, just cause myself pain to take off the screen, you know. I guess I can't take my eyes away. I can't look away. I have to see every frame, but, like, at the same time, there has to be a buffer when it's this bad for me. I can't, like, the room when there are people watching, I just get so uncomfortable, and I just hate myself, and I hate movies for just this instant in time, and it just makes me hate what I love when I see a movie this bad, and I have to, like, I can't just sit there. Like, I have to just, like, you know, just get low, and then just push into my face, and, like, squint, just start to rip out my hair, and just you know, like, and I begged hopelessly that it would just end. Please end, I shouted in my head to no one. Please, God, let me die, so this movie won't kill me first. My anxiety, it really got so bad that I almost vomited for how much pain I was in the theater. I almost threw up in the theater. Towards the end, I just, there was this loop in my head, like, end it now, when is it over, I gotta get out, and I was like, physically, I felt it, and I was like, I'm gonna throw up all over the person in front of me, and I really should have. As soon as the credits began rolling, I launched out of my seat and ran as fast as I could. Down the escalators, through the parking lot. I had to get in my car. I had to drive away from this. Maybe if I ran fast enough, drove fast enough, I could outrun this nightmare I walked through tonight. Like Wally West outrunning death. Maybe. But it lingers with me. The rage. The hate is still flowing all through me as I speak to you now. I am sure I am done with Star Wars for now. And I hope I can spare someone, anyone, from what I experienced last night. If you care about Star Wars, if you care about cinema, then keep watching. The things I'm about to spoil may save you 2.5 hours of your life that you'll never get back. I want to cry at how bad this movie is. I've never had tears of disappointing sadness and rage fill me with a movie long before it ended. What the hell is this movie? It opens on the only compelling character left in the series. Kylo Ren slashing dudes in a red-tinted forest. Cool. Oh, don't worry. He'll be ruined by the end of this, too. He finds a greenish triangular object that we later learn is a wayfinder, which will take him to the fabled Sith planet Exegol. What a fucking stupid name. The movie teleports him there because he is looking for Palpatine. When or where this is revealed to us, I couldn't tell you. Except if you've seen any trailers, you know Palpatine is in this movie. And so they write things to happen with him. Oh wait, it was in the opening title crawl. Oh my god. Oh! It did mention him in the opening, the Dead Speaks. It was that bad. I, instantly forgot the words of the opening Star Wars other than the Dead Speaks. They probably did say that Palpatine was in it and they were looking for him. Yeah. How about that? Kylo wants to kill him, but Palpatine tells him he made Snoke, and he wants him to serve him. But he's gotta kill Rey first. Does it feel like you already know what's going to happen? The reveal of Palpatine is something I've never seen before. My audience had a split second of fanboy reaction glee, which was immediately dulled by his portrayal. He doesn't look good. Let's just say that. He resembles what might have been the rejected dummies made for Ian Holmes' ripped-off android head Ash in Alien. Ash!
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh my fucking god. Cuts to Rey, floating in meditation, with rocks all around her. She looks like that Jedi that Vader has to find to kill for his crystal in the comics or whatever. Did I get that right? Who gives a shit? Finn, Poe, and Chewie are finishing a mission. A rendezvous with someone who gives them a message from a spy in the First Order. If you didn't like what they did with Lightspeed in The Last Jedi, maybe you'll like it here. Or not. Poe jumps in and out of Lightspeed in rapid succession to outrun the TIE fighters that are chasing them. I guess it's a glimpse of something interesting in this wreck. But the movie's got no time for this. Poe and Rey have to argue cutely as the movie tries so hard to ship them. Why mate these two when the series is ending? Out of almost nowhere? Especially when this lover's quarrel ends up amounting to nothing? Get to the end! The spy's message leads them to Pisana, where a celebration that happens once every 42 years occurs amongst its people. I don't even know why I'm telling you this. They get to a ship with an old dagger that has inscriptions in Sith on it, but only C-3PO can translate. Now, here is another brief moment of joy, that 3PO can read the Sith language, which tells them exactly where the other Wayfinder is. Right, I forgot to tell you there are only two. That will also lead them to Palpatine. But his programming forbids him to translate the language of the Sith. One of the best lines is Poe's reaction. So you're telling me the one time we want you to talk, you can't? Such a little thing must be cherished before the suicide-inducing decisions take over. But oh Jesus, the serpent scene! Think the wounded lion's paw story. Now Rey can heal people and things. Whatever. I guess she's Goku now. Remember when he shot some of his energy to a dying Frieza so he could get up? But oh yes, you remember Kylo and Rey can talk to and touch each other through giant leaps in space because of the Force. That was one of the coolest things established in The Last Jedi. Now? Oh man, I don't even know what to say. It's overused, to say the least. Almost every interaction they have is through this time-space force split. And what lame interactions they are. Kylo finds her location because of this. And when he lands, or crashes, because she cuts his ship in half, one of the movie's worst moments happen. Chewie is kidnapped by the First Order, taken aboard a ship that Rey force pulls back from escaping. Now Kylo appears, force pushing it right back. This is even dumber than it sounds. This is no Fassbender's Magneto lifting the submarine in first class. Rey's dormant powers take over, and she accidentally shoots force beams and destroys the ship. She's killed Chewie! But you wouldn't care with how the movie deals with it. And maybe 90 seconds of screen time pass before it is shown that Chewie was on another ship and completely fine. What riveting stakes! Now I hate myself just a little bit more. Now they must go to another planet that Poe knows. Who cares if Chewie's alive or not? Poe used to be a spice runner on Kijimi with an old crew. Why am I talking about this movie? He has an old flame named Zori. They both know a little creature who can extract C-3PO's translation of the Sith inscription at the cost of his memory banks. So the 3PO you know and love will die for this.
I told you. You'd die for that.
I will say that this movie had its decent share of funny moments, most of which did come from C-3PO. But how little I cared that he would die, since the movie didn't seem to. Because we have to cut away to the next jumbled scene. We have to keep showing Kylo and Rey doing force split battle. We have to show an annoying little creature hack inside C-3PO's mind. I hated that little guy. I hated that little guy. But now I'll get to the nitty-gritty. Now I'll get to the big reveal in the plot! If you've watched this far, I'm sure you don't care anymore, as I've been led to. Somehow they all make it onto the First Order's ship of Kylo to rescue the always-alive Chewbacca. And somehow Kylo and Rey have a mini standoff. Not fighting. A standoff. Just standing in person, looking at each other. People surround them. It's bad. And Kylo tells her, "You're Palpatine's granddaughter." Dead silence in the theater. Dead. Not of surprise. Of sheer disbelief at such an unreal, unwarranted, unjustified turn in the story. Now we know why she recognized the ship the dagger was on. Her foster parents tried to save her from being captured by Palpatine as a kid. Now Rey knows she has evil in her. A vision! A vision! She tells Finn she had one earlier. Of her and Kylo on the Dark Lord's throne together. People following the hate of The Last Jedi over the years know that one of the fan theories was to make Rey evil. In fact, a lot of people speculated that might happen in The Last Jedi, or it would happen in Rise of Skywalker. There was always the idea that Rey was an evil character, the fan theory, but actually evil. Which now they have tried too little too late to put into motion. I see you, Abrams and gang. You're wrong. I don't want to talk about this movie anymore. Rise, my apprentice. Oh my, you see this? You see this? Rise, Rey, my grandchild. You get it? I mean, the hood. But if I had like a shitty white bullshit mask, I'd be Palpatine. If I wore a white shirt, whatever. I look more realistic than the fucking movie. You think I'm joking? This is Palpatine, people! This is Palpatine! Bow before me! I don't want to talk about this movie, no, I really don't. This is not good for my mental health. This is not good for my mental health. Woosah. I can't do this job anymore. I can't. I thought it was for me, but I can't. I'm not a fucking robot like the Rotten Tomatoes critics. I can't just move on. They don't feel anything. If they felt anything, this movie would destroy them. By the way, back to the blacklist. Remember when I was talking about anybody who said positive things about La La Land but didn't say anything positive about Infinity War? Gone. You're fired. You're an idiot piece of shit. You don't deserve to have an opinion that is paid for and listened to. Just go off in your own little fucking quarter, you idiot. But now here's another one. Anybody that wrote A positive review for The Rise of Skywalker. You've got to be fired immediately. This job's not for you. I don't understand. I don't get it. How many Disney executives or goons did they send to fucking blow you in your house for you to write kind words about this fucking trash? It's just... Because that's the only way you did it. You didn't actually enjoy this movie. You had like 3 Disney execs blowing you at the same time. Maybe wearing Mickey Mouse helmets. I don't fucking care. Like, whatever you're into, pal. Just don't fucking compromise your job. Like, just quit. You need a blowjob from a fucking Mickey Mouse guy to like a movie? I don't get it, man. There are but fleeting moments of value, like the reveal of who the spy is, but is so short-lived in how they are dealt with. But I have to keep going. I must, for your sake. I must because no one should have to sit through this. I did, so you don't have to now. They wind up on Endor, where the last Wayfinder is. They encounter a friendly group of former stormtroopers to help them. What a fucking miracle! The one named Janna and Poe have a heart-to-heart about shared pasts. It's trash. But Rey's on a mission. She gets to the Wayfinder, but aha! Kylo is there as well. And guess the fuck what? That cool image of a dark hooded Rey wielding dual lightsabers is a vision! It was a ploy to sucker us in the seats! You get it? We saw the movie! Thinking that would be something more than nothing. Nothing! Fuck the whole creative team behind this. Shame on you for mounting your movie's minimal efforts as false hope for a better tomorrow for the rest of us. Rey and Kylo do battle here for the final time with each other. Kylo destroys the Wayfinder, so now they have no chance to getting to Palp without Kylo. This lightsaber duel may be the most uninteresting, weak, hopeless, desperate, forlorn, helpless, impossible, pointless, vain, irreversible, sinister, despairing, despondent, discouraging, cynical, dejected, demoralized, unachieving, unavailable, unfortunate, impractical, worsening, failure, bad, and boringly choreographed and staged. It's the one in all the trailers with them fighting with splashing waves of water all around them. It sucks. And here it is, folks. The nail in the coffin. The final act of the movie that caused me a panic attack. One of the most objectively phoniest moments in all of movie history. You think I exaggerate? We knew Carrie Fisher had passed. We knew they hadn't finished filming her scenes. So, in the movie, Leia goes off to forcefully die to stop Kylo from fighting Rey through the Force. This is hinted up to only by a last-minute comment by Maz Kanata. Fuck her too. People were laughing! It's the worst thing I've seen all year. A stand-in for Carrie, shrouded in shadow, says, Ben, and lays down to intentionally die. Like, that's it. And pass through the Force. Kylo senses it, and Rey capitalizes his moment of weakness to drive the saber through his chest. I couldn't breathe. I could not, I just couldn't believe it. That was like, I had the panic attack was just like, I couldn't move. I was paralyzed in absolute fear and hatred, and I couldn't believe they did this. Who thought this was a good idea? Who? You should have just written Fisher out of the movie. Could have said she's off on the Outer Rim or whatever, doing her missions, leading her general armies. She's a general. You know, people knew she died. You didn't have to kill her on screen in such a despicable... Oh, it's ugly and it makes me uncomfortable. It's so fucking bad. Oh, but it gets worse, my friends. It gets far worse. Remember that serpent scene? Rey can heal anyone now. Now that's storytelling. She revives a dying Kylo and runs away from everyone. A Force ghost Luke appears to console and motivate her. He gives her Leia's old lightsaber, which is like orange, and his X-Wing to go kill Palp. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I moving too quickly here? Do you understand what the fuck this movie is doing? Harrison Ford comes back. Force Ghost Han except for he's not shrouded in ether thingy like a ghost or whatever, the ethereal plane. He's just Han Solo, like in Batman vs Superman when he sees his dead dad, Jonathan Kent. Kevin Costner's just there talking to him. He's dead. So Harrison Ford's just there talking to him because he's dead. And he convinces Kylo to throw his lightsaber away. I can't. I can't. The final showdown on Exegol, again, what a fucking stupid name, is miserable. All the major players converge here, and the fight begins! I swear to you, I wanted to walk out. I still have never walked out of a movie in my entire life. And I want you to understand how close I was to leaving. Palp wants Rey to strike him down so she can become a Sith Lord, and so he too through her. He's got a loyal fan base of chanters all around. Fuck this movie so hard. Explain to me how Kylo can lose to his own Knights of Ren. By the way, did we talk about how stupid and weak they look? Come on, they were only flashbacks in The Force Awakens and they looked awesome. And even when we thought maybe they were the Praetorian Guards of Snoke, they were cool as shit too. Now, the actual Knights of Ren? They look like badly dressed Halloween ninjas with wooden axes. Like, I'm not fucking kidding. I'm gonna show you what they look like. Like, I'm not fucking kidding. Look at it. This is basically what they look like. But imagine my face is covered, right? The Knights of Ren. Alright, it's so fucking phony. Like, you can see how baggy the clothes are. They just look like fucking people in costume. You want to escape into the fantasy. How can you when they look this fucking I look like a real fucking Knight of Ren more than they do. This is a ninja. I mean, this is a Knight of Ren. You know? And I'm not even, guys, seriously, they're wearing like baggy ass clothes and it's a wooden axe. Their weapons are fake as shit. You understand how fake their weapons look? I don't understand. I thought they all had lightsabers in the Force Awakens, and now this dude's got like a fucking prop axe that he picked up at Party City, and I don't know what the other guys, I can't even fucking remember what they were. They were just like, standing there brooding, like, oh, look, it's Kylo, we gotta fight him now. And the fact that they can beat him before Rey helps, and it just, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. They should have stayed off screen. On the moon or something. How does Kylo lose to this? One cool diehard moment here with Rey passing him her saber through the Force. That's it. Rey overpowers Palp, because of course she does. I bet he didn't see 2 lightsabers coming. And how the voices of the fallen Last Jedi echo through her mind last minute to give her strength made me sick. And get this, killing Palp kills Rey too, but Kylo embraces her. It was almost a true moment of sadness. But then, she is breathing life again! Because he touched her? I don't know. Kylo dies now. I guess he passed his life into her. The whole audience roared with laughter. They roared. You'd think it was a comedy. But they had time to squeeze in that fan-fave kiss, too. Like, Rey and Kylo made out for just a brief moment before he dies. I want to die. I'm done. I'm out. It started so wonderfully. The Force Awakens had heart, and I loved it. It was the best movie of 2015 that I saw in 2015. It brought the magic of Star Wars back for just a brief moment. There was hope. There was promise of something new. For everybody's complaint about all the characters, I loved them back then. I did. I loved Kylo and Rey and Finn, everybody. I loved them. The Last Jedi did things. It was the best and worst of Star Wars at the time. But at least it was ambitious in its overall perceived failure. Now the Rise of Skywalker is just a failure. Rogue One, of course, is a piece of shit. But I would sooner sit through all of that movie again and again than see one scene from the climax of this one. Don't see this movie. Don't do it. But Seb, it's Star. Don't. But your heart's not. Don't. But I don't care about Star. Don't. 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 What movie are we not gonna see? Ep 9. What movie do we hate? Rise of Skywalker. What movie should we never, ever, ever speak about again? This one. Don't fucking watch it. Don't talk about it. Don't. Just let's forget that it ever was made. The early reports of this movie's failure have been mildly exaggerated. Everybody's talking about, oh, you walked in with bad expectations. Fuck you. Just because it had a 50-something%, they're idiots. They made it seem better than it was. They're wrong about the movie. It's way worse. Way worse than they're making it out to be. Fuck you, Stuckmann, too. Seriously, it's not as bad as people are going to say to you. Fuck you, dude. I'm done with your fanboy shit, man. You know, I respect you for, you know, making as much progress as you had over the years and all your vids and stuff, and you're a hard worker, obviously, I guess, but your opinions, bro, you are so fucked. You honestly should just transition to filmmaking, man. I can't take your reviews anymore, dude. I can't take you seriously anymore. I'd rather watch you make movies than talk about movies, because you can't come out of this movie and defend it. You can't. And you can't talk about how other people are being too harsh on it. You can't. You know, people were harsh on The Last Jedi, and I liked it too, buddy. I have a love-hate relationship with The Last Jedi. Even though that's like one of the most hated movies ever made, there's a lot in there I love. There's a lot in there I hate too, but I could watch that movie again right now. I'd hate a lot of it, but I'd love a lot of it too. I could never watch The Rise of Skywalker again. I could never watch this movie again. Ever. Ever. Ever watch this movie again. Who the fault lies in, I don't know anymore. People will endlessly blame Rian Johnson, and that Abrams didn't want to make this one. Obviously, no one wanted to make this. Ep 9 should have been put on life support indefinitely, until they figured a way to competently write themselves out of this, and not shoehorned a fan service shit show to end the series ASAP. And did I mention how John Williams' score is terrible? John fucking Williams ruined. Zero musical cues in any of this. His delightful variations of old themes for Ep 7 and Ep 8 were all he had left. Now Ep 9's score repeats. It drones. It bores. Fucking hated the music, man. And Rose is barely in this at all. No doubt from all the hate Kelly Marie Tran got from before. And Abrams focused more on using telephoto medium shots? I don't get it. Force Awakens was shot like a real movie. Last Jedi was apparent that it was made by an indie filmmaker. You felt like you were on a small film set throughout all of it. Whether or not you liked it, that's up to you, but you could tell this was a filmmaker rooted in very small productions and indie films, and part of it I loved it, and part of it I didn't like. But Rise of Skywalker? It settles in medium camera placement, and to my eyes seems to be shot from a distance the whole time. And the lighting is awful and may as well be non-existent. This movie looks like shit! I thought about old Hollywood movies, and how they were never allowed to not fully light the actors' faces, and the camera was to never stray away from the stars of the show. This was a pandering to the audience. Doesn't sound so hot today, does it? All I can say is if you have a bad movie, get Adam Driver. The guy can save almost anything. Almost anything. There is no defense of this movie. What little you can savor is undone by the second half, and any person that tries will be silenced by Leia's despicable death, and a horse charge on a Star Destroyer. Really, I can't make this up. I can't make it up. And don't tell me it couldn't be saved. I heard plentiful fan theories that were far more interesting than this. If there is to be an Ep 10, I say we just let the fans make it. Maybe that's been the answer all along. Can't take it, not another day. Can't take it, not another day. Remember that fucking parrot? Can't take this, not another day. The Rise of Shitwalker.
I gave you some of my own energy. You should be able to move.
Wait, what did Finn want to tell Rey before they sank in the sand? Did they... Oh my god, why do I care?